would say this, I want a hot body, but I also want tacos. Okay? So it's like you have to make up your mind. Like there is a sacrifice involved. Look at this. So you can live good or you can live great, right? And once again, if you only have 30,000 days minus sleep, minus looking for things and traffic and life you've already lived, then you should try to live as great as possible. I think that's important. Next. So risk versus reward. There is risk involved. Okay, when you're going to do something, there's a lot of risk. When you're doing USANA, there's risk. The biggest risk in USANA, you want to know what it is? It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with the company going away or anything crazy like that. The biggest risk in USANA, you want to know what it is? Your reputation. You're risking your reputation. And that's in your hands. Some people say, no, it ruined my reputation because I did this. I said, no. You ruined it because you didn't do it. Right. Because if you did do it, believe me, your reputation would go through the roof. Sure. Because you've done something that most people will try but never accomplish. Sure. All right? So I'm letting you know right now, my reputation has gone from really here. When I first started in this business, I owed people money. People looked at me as a guy who never finished anything. Yeah, I went to college and all that stuff, but I wasn't viewed as the same way I'm viewed now. If anything, my reputation is up here. When anybody has a problem, they call me. When anyone's looking for advice, they call me. Godfather, I'm on the top of the list, I think, for a lot of people. I get the call every week, man. Can you be the Godfather? I'm like, yes. So I love that movie, so you know what I mean? I gotta get a little more than Brian. But risk versus reward. There is a big risk. You're risking your reputation. Okay, you're risking that. But the reward, I believe, is so great. When you make it happen, it's worth it. Okay, next. So I'm going to tie this into the United States. And I gave this parallel for Colombia. I think it was a little weird because I was talking about the US and Colombia. But I want to talk about this for you guys because a lot of people here, I believe, can relate to this story. How many of you guys were born here in the US? How many of you guys were born somewhere else? Okay, cool. Where were you born?
Dominican Republic.
Really? Awesome. Well, who else put their hand up? Where were you born, sir, if you don't mind?
Vietnam.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Anybody else? Philippines?
Saipan.
Where?
Saipan.
Where's that?
That's Google.
bit.
It's by Guam.
Guam?
Yeah.
Right next to Guam.
Okay, cool. All right. Anybody else over here? No? All right. How many of you guys have parents that were born somewhere else? Like your parents were born somewhere else? All right. Okay, cool. That's good. I'm glad. So there's a lot of people can probably relate to this. Not everybody, but let me give you guys some perspective. So the United States, do you guys remember this statement?
Yes.
How many of you guys have heard this before? The land of opportunity.
Yes.
Do we still hear it?
Yes.
Okay, we still hear it, right? But the land of opportunity, I believe that at one point, when people thought the U.S., they thought that's the place to be. We got to go there. It's all about the U.S. There was a time when that happened. Did it take time to build up to that? I believe yes. Why? The United States back in the 1700s, what happened? They were going through the whole process, right? You guys all remember your history classes? All the indentured servants came over here, etc. In the 1800s, they went through their challenges, right? We had the wars, the North versus the South, and civil wars, and this and that, right? And then what happened in the 1900s? Finally, the U.S. finds its stride, but then what do they hit? World War I, the Great Depression, World War II. All right, we're going out there and really making this happen in the world. So you saw it. The United States was tested. They were tested several times. And once the 50s rolled around, I think people thought, you know what, man? That country has been through so much, and they're still standing, and they're still thriving. We need to go there. And people believed that the United States was the place to be. So there were people that came over here. They saw it as important. They took the risk, and they came over here. So I related the United States to USANA because I believe that USANA has been through all those trials. They've been through those ups and downs. They've been tested over and over and over, and they continue to thrive. So I believe USANA is that safety net now, and the time is now for USANA because there's no doubt that it's going to be around for a long time. There's no doubt. It's been tested over and over again, just like the U.S. was. So then we heard what? The stories, right? Frank Sinatra talked about it. If you guys like Frank Sinatra. He said, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere, right? He talked about New York. And it was just all about like LA and New York and all these great towns and people that were from another country. They moved here and now they're big stars. And all the stories is what attracted people. People were willing to leave their home and leave everything behind and come with pennies in their pocket to come to this country because they heard the stories. See, that's why I came to USANA, because I heard the stories. I was like, oh man, and I saw the stories. I was like, shoot, This is where it's at. It's here. Okay, so moving forward. How did people get here? Anybody have someone get here like this?
Yeah.
My parents came from Central America, if you guys don't know, El Salvador. Okay, so my parents, they literally walked and took buses and did whatever they had to do to get to the United States. And a lot of people that came from El Salvador, they were running away from communism. Okay, so they were really trying to get away from a lot of bad things. My mom and dad, my mom got pregnant when she was 16. Okay, so what does she know about raising a child? My father was 18. He came to the United States, he left my mom behind, and he started to work to save money to bring my mom over. She brought my older brother in her arms. He wasn't even a year old. Carried him all the way across, got to the border. She had to give him to some other guy, the coyote guy. And then he had to carry my older brother over. She came across and then got her son back. How many mothers here would you let go of your son to a complete stranger? But my mom was 16. What does she know? The risk was there, but the reward, that's what they were looking for. There was soul running away from communism in El Salvador to say, we got to come here. Okay, because this is where it's at. I've heard that story, and my mom told me that story 1,000 times. And she tells it like it's telling it for the first time. But my mom always tells me that story. Your older brother used to sleep in the wheelbarrow. You better be thankful. You never went through that. Your brother didn't even have shoes. And always reminding me, okay? But the point is this. Why does she do that? It's to give me that perspective. And you know what? I'm thankful for it. So if your parents ever give you that story, hey, embrace that story, because there was a big price that had to be paid for this to happen. Some people came from Mexico and boom, hopped over, whatever the case was. But I believe the greater the risk, the greater the reward.
Right.
And why is the risk equivalent to the reward? Because I believe the risk is equivalent to your determination level.
Sure.
If you put a big risk, that shows how determined you are. That's all it shows. It doesn't mean because I risk more, I will automatically get more. But if you risk a lot, you are totally committed, man. There's no I hope it works. It's like, yes, I have to make it work. People that lived in TJ, and no offense if someone crossed over TJ, but the whole TJ jump, it's not a big jump. Like, this is TJ and this is the US, like that. All right, so some people did that jump, and if it didn't work, you know what they thought? Oh, I'll just go back, right? Or some people from Mexico came across, and have you guys noticed that a lot of people that live here in the United States, we fell into comfort. They speak Spanish here, right? Everywhere you go, you can just order in Spanish. You can talk to the bank teller in Spanish. So we fell into comfort zone here in SoCal. See, there was not a big change for us. Let me show you guys another one, okay? Next. How many people know someone that came over like this? This is a serious thing. This is a serious, serious thing. In the 70s, right, during the Vietnam War and all that stuff that was going on, we had a lot of people come over, all right? We had people from Asia, people from Vietnam, people from all over the world coming over like this. This is a 3-month trip, man. This is not a walking over type of thing. You are sleeping with people who are using the bathroom in this boat. There's no, oh, let me use the bathroom. I'll go for a quick swim. I'll come right back. No way. People getting sick, people dying on board, and you literally go 3 months across, and if they say you can't come in, send you right back. Say again? And going to prison. This, I'm not trying to take away from people who came from Mexico or El Salvador or on land like that, but this to me was the ultimate risk. This is risking your life all the way, man. When you get here, is there a, I didn't really like it, let's go back. There's no turning back. You have no choice but to make it work. So whenever I look at the Asian American cultures in the United States, especially out here, because I was born and raised in Los Angeles, right? So the high school that I went to and the elementary school and middle school that I went to, it was very mixed. A lot of Asians, because I lived by Chinatown. So a lot of Asian culture. And my first girlfriend was Vietnamese, and so I learned about Vietnamese culture and the whole 9 yards. But the whole point is that when you see their work ethic and you see the work ethic of other people, it's not the same. And some people say, oh, they're just like that. No, I believe this is why they're like that. They risked everything to come here. They didn't come to mess around. They came to make it happen. It was not a vacation. It was like, let's make it work. That's what I believe. The risk was high, therefore the reward was high. That's my opinion, but I believe that there's some fact behind that. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on next. Was it easy? Once you get here, is it easy? No, ask anybody who's from another country. Go click on next. No. Anybody know somebody who started work this way? My dad started construction, doing all that. Next. My mom? Land of opportunity. Went straight to work in a factory like this. Next. Or like this. So no, of course it's not easy. But you work your way up. That's the point. Once you sign up in USANA, you risk so much, in your opinion, right? You're $1,400 for a pro pack. Such a big risk. Such a big risk. It's ridiculous. You know, people say, oh, I don't know, man, that's a lot of money. People spent back then for a boat ride over, how much? Everything they had, man. They literally, this is everything I got, right? And they come over here with nothing. I mean, you're talking about risk? You don't understand the word. You don't even understand the word. So getting back to it, right? People that risked everything. You signed up in USANA. Is it easy once you sign up in USANA? No. Now you got to learn the skills. Now you got to work hard. Now it starts all over again. That's the parallel I was giving people in Colombia. I say, are you treating USANA like the land of opportunity? Because this is where it's at. Okay, I was giving people that perspective. Until you treat it like that, people were like, oh, should I be in the US or should I be in China? Or should I be in Europe? Or should I be? It wasn't like that. It was like, no, it's the US. That's it. This is where my home. This is where I'm at. I'm going to build in the United States. You make a decision like that. Next. So, how many of you guys have parents that said this? You know what? I couldn't make it happen in the US, but I want a better future for my kids. How many of you guys have parents like that? My mom and dad were like that. My mom and dad are really good people. They are. If you ever get a chance to meet them, they're like, I was very blessed to have great parents, but they were not the parents that were ambitious and went out there to become entrepreneurs and all that stuff. That was not them. They learned English very little. They just didn't take advantage of all the opportunities that were given. They got comfortable here. But they always said this, son, I suffered for you. Okay, and I was like, all right. Yes, mom. I'm going to retire you. See, this is where my story comes in and I start thinking about my life in USANA and why I do what I do. Why I work so hard in this business. Why I take advantage of the opportunity. Because I hear my parents echoing in my mind that they made a big sacrifice for me to be here. Okay, then I got to take advantage of this. So a better future for my kids, that's supposedly me, right? So next. So what did I do? I studied. That's what I did. My parents pushed me to be an excellent student. So I was. Not smart, but I worked really hard at everything that I do. After school and after everything, that's my mom right there. Look at my dad. All right, so you guys never get to see that. They're so excited, right? They're like, all right, he did it. We're successful now. Next. Finally, freedom? No. I went from that to working 73 hours a week for a plumbing electrical contractor, stressed out where my eyes started jumping up like this. And I felt like, this is it? This is my opportunity? See, I believe that being in the land of opportunity in the United States, you have to find the opportunity within, which is entrepreneurship. Right. And nowadays, network marketing is it. And when we talk about network marketing, USANA is it. So I want to make sure you guys understand. People look at USANA and we're the envy of the industry. People look at us and say, we're going to build our company like USANA. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So looking for freedom, that's a big thing. And that's what I was looking for. Next. So was it easy for me in USANA? No. Next. This picture is very, very touching to me, okay? And if you guys want to see, this is when I was a gold director in USANA. I'm sure Liz remembers this picture. Okay, but this is when I was a gold director in USANA. This is one of our first conventions. This is Vincent Chan. Do you guys know Vincent Chan?
Yeah, so funny.
All right. Remember, whenever we went to go find a diamond director, we're like, oh, this is Diamond. Hurry, get in the picture with them. Right here. We're like, ah. We used to run and take pictures with diamond directors so that we could look at him and say, man, that's going to be us one day. And I remember when we saw Vincent Chan, he goes, okay. You know, he's such a nice guy, right? So we took pictures with him. And then whenever it's like, oh, there's Buddy, boom, pictures. We always had photos with these people, all right? So I want you guys to see this picture. I want to see how aware you are of something. This was my team, all right? I was excited. I was pumped up. I had my team ready. And I was like, we're going to make this thing happen, guys. Come on, we can do this. All right? I had just hit gold director, and I was really pumped up. Yeah. And then my team quit right after I hit gold director. So I went from making $1,000 a week for 4 weeks straight to making zero, okay? And then I was like, oh, man, my team fell apart. Oh, my gosh. So my team fell apart, like, after this convention. But this was my team at that moment. Do you guys see something in common here? Don't say anything. Obviously, you guys were there, but don't say anything. What do you see in this picture? Do you see it? No, wait, do you know? Did I tell you this already? All right. Tell me something that you see in this photo.
Huh? Cap smiles.
Oh, the people are
smiling. Who said that?
Sexy smile, Jalen. Yeah.
Who else?
Liz and you.
Ironically, those three are gold directors and above and are the only ones left standing.
It's true.
Is that crazy or not?
Smile.
Smile, everybody.
When someone goes, Mike, how do you know that someone's going to make it? I'm like, I just see if they smile or not.
Right.
You're like,
It's true.
you're not going to make it. Who says that's not me? That's why you're broke. It says, look, smile, 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 smile. It's a crazy thing, okay? But I'm letting you guys know, I think it's a big deal. It shows that we're excited.
It's true.
It shows that we're grateful. We're thankful. You know how I see this? You know those kids that were born in America, born in a, in a good family with a silver spoon and all that kind of stuff? And they're like, I want the iPhone 6, man. Like, you know those kids?
Yes.
That's these. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, but I know them. They're friends. Okay, so, but the whole point is it didn't work with some of these people. They fell out. So if you guys have had team members quit, hey, me too. All right. And I always say I hope that they'll come back one day. That's what I hope for. So on my Facebook, if you guys have seen on my Instagram or whatever, I've always put I work hard in this business to inspire people so that they can come back and try to live their dreams and live their life to the fullest. So that's the message going out to all the quitters and saying, come back. Come back. The door's always open. And sometimes people do come back. All right. Click on next, though. You guys can see that teams have grown, right? You guys have seen the GSA family grow. Next. You guys have seen our other teams grow. So obviously our teams have grown over the years. It's not just this team, but we have many teams all over the world now. Next. And that's what it's about. So going back into the income, I showed this at Super Saturday. I'll show it one more time real quick for people who didn't see it. This is the first month of 2006. So the first month when it was the new year, and I was like, all right, let's make it happen, everybody. Let's do it. Come on. As a gold director, $600. 1 month of work. As a gold director. So I was trying to get my business back up. I hit gold in December, and January I was like, I'm going to hit it hard. I tried, and I made $600. Next. 1 year later, 2007, we see $2,800 that month. It grew. How many times? 4.5 times, right?
Yeah.
So hey, $2,800. I didn't have a job anymore at that point. Why? Because that was enough for me not to have to go to work. And for some of you guys say, no, I can't live off of that income. You have to minimize costs, cut cable TV, cut things, and really make it work. Okay, budgeting and whatnot. Also, I'm paying less taxes because I'm writing things off of my taxes.
Sure. Right.
So don't just look at the income, but look at your net income, which is after your deductions.
Yes.
All right, next. 1 year later, 4,951. 1 year later, next, 8,691. 1 year later, 19,822. So you guys can see in 1 month, this is 1 month, year after year after year, right? This is just 1 month income, not the whole year income, but just 1 month's income. Can you guys see a difference?
Yeah.
There's obviously a change. What has taken place? It's not because USANA got better. USANA's always been great. I got better. My team got better. We worked it. We stuck with the system. And we never deviated from that system. We signed people up. We signed up preferred customers. We did basic trainings. We did weekly meetings. We did Saturday trainings. What else? We taught people how to give a presentation. What else? We taught skills like inviting, closing. What else? We promoted events. We did those things. We never deviated from that. We focused on different core values. Get my people what? Promoted. Getting events larger and getting people paid. I focused on those core values. So some people say, Mike, I don't know what to do right now. I'm just like, people say that. I'm like, get people promoted. Who's in your team? No one's in my team. Get yourself promoted. You should be on your team, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like you're Kobe and you're like, no one's scoring points in my team. Shoot the ball. That's what you're going to do. Let's see nowadays. Click next. $37,000 in a month. So now we're really starting to see these strides, right? My income is growing this quarter. I'm killing it right now. I kid you not. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just letting you guys know, like, I am smashing it like I've never smashed it before. This will probably be the biggest month of my USANA career. And I've been traveling and I've been helping people and we're seeing all these rank advancements and it's great. Next. So your time is now. And I show this little picture of lifestyle. And I'm not trying to just show like, my cars and my boat and stuff, but it's my little dreams. Because when I first got started, my mentor asked me, what are your goals? And I said, you want to know, man? This is in the very beginning of network marketing. He said, what do you want? I said, you want to know what I want? I want an F-350 King Cab with the Rancho suspension, with mutters and headers so I can run over cars and, feel cool. That was a cool thing to do for Latinos when I was in high school. You had a truck, you were the man. Okay, so I remember I said that. He goes, no. He goes, don't get that. He goes, get a Lexus. I was like, come on, Lexus, that's for snobs. See? My thinking.
Yeah.
My programming. Now, there's nothing wrong with the truck, and there's nothing wrong with the Lexus. But my programming was to say that I didn't want this without even understanding what I was saying no to. Don't be, this is the only time I remember hearing it. Don't ever be stupid. Jim Rohn always says this. Don't be stupid.
Right.
He goes, being broke is bad, but being stupid is really bad, he says. And what's really, really bad is being broke and stupid. That's like the worst thing that can happen. Okay? He says, unless you're sick, right? Sick, broken, stupid. That's life's all. And he says, unless you're ugly, right? Ugly, sick, broken, stupid. That's about as far as you can fall, right? So that's what Jim Rohn says. That's Jim Rohn's thing. But it's true. Like, I think to myself, man, how many people are stupid? And let me tell you what's stupid. You say, oh, no, it's cool. I don't want that. Do you even know what you're saying no to?
Right.
Do you understand what you're saying no to? Like when I tell somebody like, hey, why don't you want to come to this trip to Mexico? Oh, I'm good. I don't really like traveling. What? Have you been? No. Do you know what's out there? No. Don't be stupid. Make sense? You're saying no to something you don't even understand.
Right.
Like, honestly, how can you be ridiculous like that? I tell people like, hey, man, do you want to get like a Lexus or something? Nah, you know what? I'm not really like a Lexus type of guy. Have you ever seen one? No. Have you ever test drove one? No. Have you ever owned one? No. Don't be stupid. Make sense? Like, seriously, look into it. Just go and try things out a little bit. I remember telling Abby, get a Lexus. Scott, get a Lexus. Make sense? And what about Mercedes? I'm like, trust me, get a Lexus, man. Do it. Okay, get a Lexus. Nothing wrong with Mercedes. But I'm a Lexus guy.
Yeah.
I'm a Lexus guy. It's that Japanese ingenuity, man, that they always make things better year after year. It's like that Kaizen philosophy the Japanese carry. I love it. Okay, but the whole point is that, yeah, it was great because last couple of weeks we had the opportunity and two of our gold directors got their brand new Lexuses. Give them a round of applause. That was pretty cool. So brand new, right? They got the same color, same everything. So like, there's literally like two white Lexus from the same dealership. It was hilarious, right in front of my house. Okay, so my whole point is, what are your dreams? You have to bring them back, dude. Whatever it is, no matter how big it is. And if somebody tells you, oh, that'll never happen, come on. Come on, you can't think like that. How many of you guys watch Shark Tank? Anybody watch that show?
Mm-hmm.
I love that show. Those guys right there, most of them are immigrants, people that came here with nothing, and they're super rich, right? And not only are they rich, but they're helping other people carry out their dreams. That's why I love that show. See, it's not about just you having all the money, but you helping people carry out their dreams and their vision.
Yes.
And I see them happening, but how did they come here? You think they must have told somebody out there like, hey, I'm going to go to America and I'm going to be rich. Like, yeah, right. Right? See, that type of thinking, man. For me, I can remember I used to tell people, I'm going to have cool cars, I'm going to have a boat, I'm going to travel, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to do this. My mom would always say, don't be silly, mijo. Loco. Now, okay, if you ever hear the word, if someone ever tells you that you're crazy, you're on the right path.
No.
You are, until someone tells you that you're crazy, you're not on the, I don't think you're on the right path yet. Because you have to go against what the normal thinking is. I met with this guy named Omar, which is Adrian. How many of you guys know Adrian here in the back? One of my new associates, a good friend. And he brought in this guy, Omar, who's now a new associate as well, and a good friend. His parents are like, they're from El Salvador, so I thought that was interesting. And they're like, he's brainwashing you. That's what he said. And I said, let me meet your parents. See, I'm not hiding, right? When you're doing this business and you feel good about it, no need to hide.
Right.
No need to run. I will face you, face to face. I'll look you straight in the eye, and I'll tell you what's what. So I went over to meet his parents. I sat in the living room, and I said, hey, I'm Mike. You think I'm brainwashing your child, right? And he goes, no. Straight up, I want to know. I said, let me tell you who I am. This is who I am. This is what I do, da-da-da. This is my family. This is what I represent. I said, that's who your son's going to be associating with. I give myself value because I believe that I am valuable. Are you valuable? And if not, build your value.
Sure.
So I said, your son's going to be hanging out with me, and I'm going to show him how to be an entrepreneur. Who is your son hanging out with right now that's showing him how to be an entrepreneur? He goes, no. And then he looked at his son, and he goes, you better listen to what he says. That was the end of that conversation. Okay? So my whole point is, you really got to get it together like that. Don't be afraid. I'm not afraid of anything because I know that what we're doing is great. You know what the guy told me? He goes, hey, bring your R8 so that my parents believe you. You know what I said? No. I don't need to bring my R8 for your parents to believe me. I said they'll believe me because I'll look them straight in the eye. That's why they'll believe me. So I have this old Subaru, okay, that has been in my garage. Old. 2000, okay? All-wheel drive Subaru. It barely starts. We had to put a new battery in it. It hasn't passed smog yet, unfortunately. All right, so we're still trying to get it, but that's the car that I've been driving this week. I've been driving the Subaru around. Right? Fatima yesterday came with me, and she goes, let's go. And she was getting in the right. I was like, no, we're jumping in the Subaru. And I've been driving my Subi around, right? Why? The car does not matter. It's you. Make sense? And I want to make a point with that. I don't need a fancy car to be successful. Because when I was a gold director, I didn't even have a freaking car. Janelyn used to come and pick me up and take me to meetings. So with no car, I built the business in the very beginning. I used to take the Metrolink from Highland Park at Heritage Square over to Delmar Station, and I used to walk over to a place called Camille's Bakery, and I used to do my little presentations right there. No car, doesn't matter, because I was bringing the message. The car didn't speak for me. Now, it's nice to have a car, though, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's fun, but that's an extra. Okay, you take that as a privilege. So, anyways, that being said, my life is a little interesting now, and yes, I do get to travel and I have little fun toys, but it was me dreaming that big. That's what it's about. And now I'm not done. You know what I do every now and then? I drive in San Marino. I don't know if you guys know where San Marino is, but San Marino over by the Huntington Library. And I drive through there, and I drive by those homes. And it gets me upset sometimes, but it makes me challenge myself. Those homes are like $4 million. For these homes, I think, gosh, that house is not $4 million, man. But seriously, $4 or $5 million homes. And I start to calculate. $1 million home is about $7,000 a month. So if you want a $4 million home, let's just put it at about $15,000 to $20,000 a month, just for your monthly payment. That's just your mortgage, not including utilities and property taxes and food and all that other good stuff that goes along with it. So I thought to myself, shoot. I was like, I want to live in San Marino because that was my dream, was to live in San Marino. So if I want to live in San Marino, what do I got to do? I got to become a solid 5-star diamond director. Solid.
Nice.
And I can live in San Marino. And I will be the only Latino in San Marino. The only Saudi in San Marino. All right? And that's really what my dream is right now. I'm dreaming big. $4 million, no problem. Some people say, nah, you know what? I wouldn't get that. Shut up, don't be stupid. You're dreaming too small. You're limiting us. Don't limit yourself. When people came to the United States, they had the unlimited dream. There was no limit. Nowadays, people they're more like, oh, be realistic, get your degree, make $50,000 a year, da da da. No, dude. The immigrants that came here a long time ago, they didn't even know what was possible. They came with zero. So they were like, let's shoot for the moon. And they did. Next. This is a bad picture. But you guys know what this is. Okay? These are the $1 Million Club members. All right? Is there like, they say, okay, we're full. That's it. There's no more room. Is that how it is at USANA?
No.
We say, all right, guys, these are the $1 Million Club members. That's it. We're topped off. We're capped off here. There's no limit to how many $1 Million Club members we could have at USANA. It's unlimited. So when I looked at this, I remember I used to tell them all the time, $1 million jacket. I want the jacket. Somebody say, you don't want the check? I want the jacket. Just to put that jacket on felt like such an accomplishment.
Sure.
And I was like, man, this is a crazy accomplishment. I can't believe it. Okay, I said before 30 years old, I will accomplish it. On my 30th birthday, that day I crossed the $1 Million Club member. And I remember thinking to myself, it has happened. It has finally happened. But you look at those moments and you think to yourself, you work hard for those moments, right? You strive, you dream for those moments. And that was it. I can remember watching the $1 Million Clubs. They'd have their business card. They'd take it out, and it was a metal, like this metal aluminum business card. It's like, whoa. I was like, I'm not going to get a business card until mine looks like that. And I can remember setting those little goals for myself. Are you guys setting goals for yourself? What's pushing you? What's pushing you to do more right now? And if you spend time with me, It's not that USANA is different for me. It's that I view it different. I'm constantly thinking about things like that. I'm constantly challenging myself to grow, to do something. I have that vision. I want to dream bigger for you. Honestly, I do. I believe that everybody here should be killing it already. Like, honestly, I believe that. What's holding you back? You just don't have enough reasons yet. And you're not developing your skill enough yet. That's it. There's nothing else. Next. So that was it. All right, so that's what I showed the Colombians. Now you guys are all cut up with the Colombians. Okay? So let's go ahead and move into what we do. Okay, and the system of what we do. Can we go to the GSA faster? Some of you guys wonder, what's the system and what should we be doing? I will show you guys. And actually, Alan, can you open up my laptop real quick? Do you know my password and all that?
No.
Romance88. Don't remember that. All right. So I'm going to show you guys something on there. So for those of you guys who have seen this before, obviously, when you sign up in USANA, this is what you should do first. That fast start list, fast start training. Write down 3 things that you want in your business. Check some other things off right here. Learn about the emotional roller coaster. Write down 20 names. Set up your date for your grand opening, and set up your date for your basic training. That's it. That's what you should do with every new associate that comes in. And I know some of you guys are guilty. Now, is it just about doing this and filling it out, or is it actually about doing it? Do you guys understand?
Yes.
There's this quote that we saw Byron Barnes post up, so I'll give him some props real quick. He said, there's 3 frogs on a log. Did you guys see this already on Facebook? There's 3 frogs on a log, and 2 decide to jump. How many frogs are on the log now? 3. Because they decided to jump. That doesn't mean that they jumped.
Right.
See, I think that's the problem with a lot of people here. Like, I decided to do USANA, and you still haven't done it. Deciding is not enough. Is doing it.
Yeah.
So just because you decided to fill this out doesn't mean you actually did it.
Right.
Do you know what making 20 phone calls feels like in a week? If you ask Bud and Bunny if they made more than 20 phone calls in a week, there is a no doubt answer. It's yes, for sure.
We didn't have a computer when we turned gold. We had a computer. We did all of our prospecting by phone or face to face, or we enrolled people by fax.
What's that?
Yeah, that's it.
I remember that they used to tell the story that when you hit gold, you didn't know if you hit gold or not because you had to call in and there was like an automated system that would tell you you have 5,000 points on left and 4,000 in, and it took time to update.
Yep.
How many of you guys have the app on your phone where you just click it and it shows you how much points you have left and right? See, USANA didn't get worse. It's improved over the years. And that's what you guys have to understand. That people were doing it with less. But we've lost that, right? When you first started in USANA, how much were the essentials?
I don't even remember, like 30 something. I don't know.
When you got started?
Just the basics.
Yeah. I heard, well, Sterling had told me that when he first signed up, obviously he was the first person, that the essentials were $100.
Oh, well, okay.
Just the essentials were $100. The essentials. And now we look at the essentials and they're $48 and people are complaining. This is after inflation of 22 years, which is an average of 3% per year. So it makes you kind of wonder a little bit, right? I see other companies, and I talked to Simon about this. I see other companies that are so happy and so excited about what they're doing. And they're selling their product for $75. And it's equivalent to our body rocks. And you think to yourself, are you serious? You're selling body rocks for $75 and you're excited about it. And they're like, yeah, but I got a trip to Cancun. I say, yeah, if you sold body rocks and you signed up for $75, I'll pay for your trip to Cancun.
True.
Makes sense. It's like, are you crazy?
It's true.
That is ridiculous. You are robbing people and we know it.
Yes.
But see, we have too much class to go say anything about it, right? So we talk about it here. But I'm letting you guys know. No, seriously. Because I can post up and I can ridicule people, but you know what I say? You know what?
Yeah.
Let them eat. It'll eat them alive inside. It should eat you alive inside because you know you're doing bad. How many of you guys, when you know you're doing bad, it just doesn't feel good? You know you're doing bad, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And if you keep doing bad long enough, eventually your conscience gets to you. And if you have no conscience, I don't want you in USANA. Make sense? So getting back to the whole point, it's really got to look at what's going on in our business. USANA is as good as it can be, as fair as it can be. Overall, it's just, you can't beat it. You can't. But we're not recognizing it. You know what we're like right now sometimes, or how we are sometimes? Not all of us, but some of us. We're like the kid that's born in the United States with parents that are millionaires, going to a great school. You're given a Toyota Camry to go to high school, and you're upset because it's not a Lexus. That's you. Make sense? Versus being the kid that just came over here from Vietnam or from China, or who came on a boat for 3 months, and they said, here's a meal. And you're like, oh my God. It's just that appreciativeness. You're not valuing the business like you should. And I think that's the big thing. I do appreciate USANA. I know. Bud and Bunny, they own something called Del Mar Studios. I remember the story. Del Mar Studios. They were working around the clock. They built their business during lunch breaks because they didn't have time. They had to run a studio and they had to run their USANA business. So on their lunch break, they meet with people, do a quick one-on-one with the newspaper, and then they would sign them up. That's all they could do. Do they know how hard it is to run a business? Yes, Del Mar Studios. Is there overhead? Is there employees? Is there work? When you run a traditional business and you run USANA, you start to value USANA right away.
Sure.
Go try to run a restaurant or something. You tell me it's easy? You're there all day. You're there all freaking day. Come on. And it's tough, man. You have a bad month at a restaurant, you're hurting. You have 5 bad months at a restaurant, you're out of business. You have 5 bad months in USANA, so people say, Mike, I haven't made money in USANA for 5 months. I'm like, yeah, but you haven't lost money either. What do you mean my auto order? We talking about auto order. I'm like, did you eat your auto order? Yes, you didn't lose it. It's right here. So don't count your auto order as an expense in USANA. That's you not thinking like a business owner. That's you having wrong thinking. Wrong thinking. You gotta fix that. Right? If you work at your restaurant and you're eating your own food, are you counting that as part of your expense? You're like, no, I ate. I can't put that on the books. So my whole point is get yourself that perspective. So the training, 20 phone calls in a week. If you're going to start working with me in this business, or if you want to work with people who are really making it happen, you do this, you meet on one day, and in one day, you make all those 20 phone calls. That's it. No need to make 1 phone call a day. You make all 20 phone calls in one day. Schedule it. Out of 20, there's no doubt that you should be able to enroll 4 associates and 4 PCs. There's no doubt in my mind. If you make 20 phone calls the right way, not like this. I was wondering if you would possibly be interested in maybe looking at an opportunity. Not like that. That is not the correct way of making a phone call. I'm going to show you guys how to do it right now. Okay, go to the next one real quick, the basic training. So if you guys don't have that, make sure you guys get it. Okay, it's on our GSA Facebook page. And if you guys don't have it there, talk to a leader. I know if you're a part of the team, it's sent in your email when you first sign up. It's part of our system here. You guys need to follow it. I know you guys have heard me say this before, but why am I here? I haven't done Saturday training here in a while. I'm coming back to remind you and reinforce structure. Because if you don't have structure in this business, you're just spinning your wheels. Okay, you don't want to be spinning your wheels like that. All right, the GSA Basic Training Manual. This is something that you guys should schedule with your upline mentor or schedule at a Saturday training. Today is a day to do something like this. Okay, obviously not today because I'm here doing a special training, right? But next Saturday, you guys should be going over this. And if you guys think, well, my team needs this right away, then schedule it with your small team and go over this with your team. Okay, so what does it go over? Business action plan, etc. Can you do me a favor though? Can you go to the end? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, right there. This is the big thing for people who are feeling a little bit lost. And I know it happens. Okay, it happens to everyone. If you don't know where to set your goals right now because you're just feeling a little overwhelmed or whatever the case may be, start small. Keep it simple. If you have a team of 3 or 4 and everyone's feeling a little like, what do we do, man? Like, honestly, what do we do? If you're feeling a bit lost like that, here's what you do. Set up your work week and then work that plan. 5 phone calls, at least. 5 social media posts, at least. 2 30-minute sessions of personal development. Your mileage recorded. Call your sponsor to get some advice. Check the Facebook page. Add 5 new contacts, 5 new follow-ups, 5 relationships built. Next. 2 presentations and your aha moment. What did you learn? That's a good, simple way to get yourself back in the groove. It's kind of like the gym. If you've been out of the gym for 5 years and you're like, okay, I'm going to get back into it. What do? I don't know, maybe you do a little bit of cardio. Maybe you do some presses. I don't know, just a little bit. You're not going to go back into it and start squatting 500 pounds and doing the whole thing. You kind of have to ease back into it. Okay? I hadn't played hockey in 2 months because I've just been traveling or whatever the case may be, and I just haven't had time to lace them up. So yesterday, I was like, all right, I'm going to play hockey. So I showed up at the park, freaking hot, in Chino Hills. They have a little roller hockey rink there. I laced them up, and as I showed up, these kids showed up. And I was like, because I wanted to play by myself. You know what I mean? Just to kind of get back into it. These kids showed up, and I have to show them what's up. I mean, I can't let them push me around, These kids are like 17, 18. They're in great shape. So, I had to work on a little finessing, but the whole point is that my lower back hurts, man. I played too hard yesterday. Like, I was playing like there was something on the line. But the whole point is that I should have taken it easy. I should have just skated, did some laps first. I didn't even stretch, man. I just went straight into it. Okay, so yeah, big mistake. So if you guys are, same thing in USANA, you want to come back into it, here's a good way to just get back into it. And this is a really good worksheet. All right. Is the 90-day thing on there as well?
Which 90-day?
The 90-day tracker, yeah. So this is something that I created with Scotty, and Scott's done a lot of this stuff, man. Can we give Scott a round of applause for this? It's awesome. He has a good way of bringing concepts to life, which is awesome for us. But if you're thinking, okay, man, I want to go gold, I want to go ruby, I want to do something, I always tell people this. If you were to fill out this entire sheet, you would be a gold director. I always tell people that. And they're like, it's not easy. Of course it's not easy. But it's very simple. You sign someone up. You welcome them. You do the fast start. You do the grand opening. You get them to do the apprentice, basic training, schedule appointments. Get all that done. Personal development, platinum pay center, preferred customer, first paycheck, first rank advancement, register for convention, auto order. Second auto order, third auto order. You do that with every single person you enroll. You start checking them off the list like that. And it's embarrassing when I meet with someone and I say, have you gone through any of this? And they go, no. I'm like, why not? No one told me. So I don't know who to be like upset at, the upline or them. So instead of saying, well, your upline should have, I say, you should have looked to see what to do. Because if you blame the upline, you're playing the blame game, like in the United States, right? Let's blame Obama. No, it's better to play the let's accept responsibility game. That's what you should take. So say, okay, you want to do this right? Let's start from right now. This is day one. Let's go. And then we get into it. No need to say you should have, and then you're going to should all over yourself. All right, there's no need to do that. Let's just get it done from this point forward, okay? All right. Last but not least, let's go over some little inviting stuff. I'm going to use this one, so maybe you could just point the camera at it. All right, I'm going to show you guys how to make a phone call today because some of you guys don't know how to do it. All right, and this is what I went over yesterday with Fatima and her group, but I want you guys to go over this. If you guys want to make a phone call, you guys want to make money this week? If you make 20 phone calls this week, 20, and you use this, you'll make $400 this week. Say it again. If you make 20 phone calls using this, you'll make $400 this week because I believe that you'll enroll 4 people if you do this. 20 phone calls. Now, don't wait till Friday to do the 20 phone calls. It's not going to work like that. You do the 20 phone calls today, so you set up your appointments for this week, and by Friday, you should have 4 enrollments. It's as simple as that. People always say, Mike, I only have 3 days left for Platinum Pay Center. I'm like, so get it done. I always say, Mike, it's my last day for Platinum Pay Center. I'm like, okay, great, get it done. You have time. Make those 20 phone calls. Let's do it. So first is first. These are the 4 steps on your mindset for inviting. Okay? So 4 steps, mindset for inviting. Number 1, this is from Eric Worre. This is not mine. Eric Worre's GoPro. Emotionally disconnect yourself from the outcome. What does that mean?
If they join or not, it doesn't affect you.
Of course. All right. Very good. Very good. If they join or not, it doesn't affect you. And you don't care if they join or not because honestly, it's not up to you if they join or not. It's up to them. So why are you so emotionally connected to the outcome? When I call someone and they don't want it, I'm not mad at them. I'm just like, they don't want it. It's not the right time for them, and that's totally okay. Not everybody's going to be screaming to do USANA. They don't see the vision, and that's okay. But that's not my job. My job is to introduce them to what we have and let them decide. So emotionally disconnect yourself from the outcome. That's number 1. Number 2 is be yourself. When you call people, people are too salesy. My friend Janelyn was the best example of this. When she started doing this business, she's such a great speaker, and she's such a such a networker, very sweet, nice. Yeah.
Online people can't see the screen.
Oh, they can't see the screen. Just listen because I'm going over this stuff anyways.
Sorry.
So, so be yourself. What Janet used to do is she used to talk to people, and she used to say, "Hey, how's it going? I was wondering if perhaps you might be interested." And I was like, "What are you doing?" Like her tone changed. She sounded like a salesperson. How many of you have ever got the telemarketer call? "Hi, sir. I would like to know if you were." That's how she sounded. And I was like, "Why do you sound like that?" She's like, I don't know. I'm like, so we would record her, and then we'd let her listen to herself, and I'm like, "That's how you sound." I said, "Would you say yes to yourself?" She goes, "No." I'm like, "What the heck do you think?" They're not gonna say yes to you. Number 3 is bring some passion. Passion is a big part of this business. Now, some people say, "I'm not passionate about this business." Let me tell you this. Be passionate about your goals. Right. That's what you need to be passionate about. I'm sure everyone that's sitting here has goals.
Yeah.
Are you passionate about those goals? Do you really want them? That's what you need to be passionate about, nothing else. So bring some passion. When you talk with passion. Also, have passion for your goals in the sense that when you have strong goals, you'll do more than what's required. Like, let me give you guys an example. I've said this before. I talk about it in the whole relationship game. When you first start dating somebody, you're all passionate. They call it the honeymoon phase, right? You're excited about each other, right? You're on the phone for 5 hours, and you're like, "What did we talk about?" "I don't know." You didn't even know what you talked about. And then at night, you're like, "Okay, you hang up first. No, you. All right, I'm just gonna hear you breathe, okay? All right." And all that kind of stuff. You're all passionate about each other. You're all lovey-dovey with one another. And if you want to see them, you see them, right? Do you guys remember those days?
Yeah.
When it's like, "Baby, am I gonna see you after work?" "Yeah, I'm getting off at midnight though." "It's okay, I'll stay up for you. I'll wait." And then I know, but I'm driving from Ontario to LA. "That's okay. I'll drive. I'll meet you there." All right. So it's all this stuff, like no excuses, right? After 10 years, if the passion is still there, you got to make sure the passion is still there, right? I'm sorry. You don't want it to be where, "Honey, am I going to see you tonight?" "I'm hanging out with the boys tonight." It's like, do you guys understand? It's like, come on. What happened to the passion? Then excuses start to come. So I start seeing that when the passion dies out, the excuses start coming.
Yeah.
So have passion for your goals. Don't slip. Right? Next is have strong posture. This is the biggest one. Your posture means that when you talk, you have posture in the sense where you're not asking people to do something, you're telling them to do something. And there's a difference. Let me give you guys an example. Don't do this. This is very common. "Hi, Joe. I was wondering, would you be interested in possibly coming out to a presentation this Wednesday, please?" That is not posture. Okay? Like when you ask someone to see your favorite movie, you don't say, "Well, hey, I want you to watch this movie. It's amazing, but if you're possibly open to maybe watch it." Is it like that?
No.
If you like a show or something, like I went to go see Wicked, I loved it. Okay, like I cried. It was that great. If you go see Wicked, you're not going to say, "I was wondering if you would possibly maybe be interested in hopefully, if you're not too busy and if you like Broadway shows and maybe come and see Wicked with me on Wednesday." No, you say, "Hey, you got to come see Wicked on Wednesday. Let's go." That's it. There's no maybes or hopefullys or nothing like that. It's just like, "What are you doing Wednesday?" "Well, whatever you do, cancel. We're going to go see Wicked." That's it. That's posture. Okay? So, oh my God, there's a show you have to see. Not, I hope you want to see it. There's a show you have to see. Done. And they say, "I've heard of it. Have you seen it?" "No, then you don't know it. Let's go." And then people say, like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of USANA. Have you done it?" "No, then let's go." It's the same thing. It's like that posture needs to be there. No, I was, none of that. Every diminishes the opportunity 50%. So 5 and then I wonder why they didn't come. Okay? You can't your way to the top.
Right.
All right, guys? So you want to make sure that you have posture and practice. Let's go ahead and click on next here. All right, text message approach. Since nowadays we're texting, this is not me, this is Eric Worre. Okay, so if you guys haven't read GoPro by Eric Worre, I don't know what you're doing.
Right.
You should read that book today. You should have read it yesterday. All right. The text message approach. "Hey," whatever their name is, "was thinking of you today. How are you?" That's it. That's a compliment if you think about it. Like, hey, I was thinking of you today. How are you? That's a compliment. See, compliment, connect, contact, same thing. All right, but you want to make sure you don't do like, hey, Joe, winky face. I was thinking of you, heart. Like, yeah, be careful with that. All right, because you're gonna go on a date after that. None of that. No winky face. No little emoticons. Nothing like that. Just keep it straight text. Straight text. Okay. No little characters. Next. All right. How many of you guys think that you're business people? Like you feel like I'm a business person. You feel that? Raise your hand. How many of you guys don't feel like that? Like you don't feel like that? Okay. I honestly, sometimes I feel like that, but sometimes I don't. All right. But some of you guys are just like, you look like a business person. It's like, whoa, this person's business. Yeah, like I would say some people, yeah, you just feel like, dang, this is business, all business here. So you could say this verbatim if you think you're a business person, or if you feel that, or if you think people view you that way. I'm launching a new business and I really want you to take a look at it. It doesn't say, I'm launching a new business and I was wondering if you'd be willing to take a look at it. See, that's not posture. I'm launching a new business and I really want you to take a look at it. When can we get together the next few days? Done. That's a text invite. All right. Hey, Joe, what's up? I was thinking of you. How are you? I'm good. Hey, listen, really quick. I'm launching a new business, and I really want you to take a look at it. When are you free so we can get together? That's it. Now, some of you guys feel like, oh, I'm not like that. I'm not really a business person. Okay, if you're not a business person, you have to change your language. This word has to change. This word has to change. You change it from business to project, and that's it.
Nice.
Okay? Just say, hey, Joe, how's it going? I was thinking of you. You can make some more chit-chat in between if you want. But at the end, you want to say, hey, I'm launching this new project. I'm really excited about it, and I want you to take a look at it. When can you get together in the next few days?
Sure.
The next question is what? What is it? How many of you guys think that's the next question?
Yes.
Everybody please put up your hand real high. You have to put your hand up for this one. Always. That is the next question, guaranteed. What is it? What do you say? Okay? Well, I'm asking you guys, what do you say? So let's hear from you real quick. What do you say? If I say, what is it? So if you said this, I'm launching a new business and I really want you to take a look at it. When can we get together the next few days? And I say, what is it? What do you say?
I'm the who.
You're the associate and I'm the prospect and I'm asking you, what is it? What do you say?
After that,
Remember, no.
no.
What do you say?
Let's come.
Okay, but what is it? All right, what is it? If I ask you, what is it? What do you say? All right, let's say we're good friends. What is it?
Project I'm working on in the health industry.
All right, what is it? Remember the dragging? Remember the sharpening? You can say just come, and you will get some to come because they like you and they're your friends. But I believe you have to learn how to overcome this one. Why are you doing this business? Why are you doing this business? Give me one reason why you're doing this.
Time freedom.
Okay, time freedom. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go for this. If I ask you, what is it? Just say, well, my project is designed to create time freedom for me and my husband. And it's literally only going to take us 5 hours a week to do. But it's 90% visual. That's why I want to meet up with you to show you. When can you meet? Tuesday or Thursday? That's how you answer a question. You explain why you're doing this business. Not what it is as much as it is why you're doing it. Because they want to know, wait, why are you calling me about this? Like, what do I have to do with it? Right? That's what they're wondering. So talk about your why. Let me tell you why that works. When I got started, out of 100 phone calls, I was literally getting about 80 to 90 to come down.
Nice.
And the reason why was because my invitation was so powerful. No one can resist the invitation to at least take a look. If you guys know what I'm talking about. So it was the magic of part-time back when I was brand new. I used to call somebody and say, hey, how's it going? I don't have a lot of time to talk right now. I say, but I'm glad I got a hold of you. Listen, I'm working on a new project right now, and I really want you to take a look at it. When are you free? Tuesday or Thursday? They would say, what is it? I'd say, well, you know that I'm working 73 hours a week right now. And honestly, it's driving me nuts. I know I could do better. I found a way where I can work part-time and I can make enough money in the next 90 days to possibly walk away from my full-time job. I have to show this to you. That was it. With that invitation, I was able to get people to come down and take a look at what I was doing. That's the magic of part-time. That's Jim Rohn. That is so old school, and it still works. The Jedi Master, Jim Rohn, has taught that invitation, and it still works today. Because we're purpose-driven. Human beings are purpose-driven.
Sure.
And then they say, well, I'm not really looking for anything right now. I say, I know, dude, but I have to show it to you anyways. I really want you to see. Jim Rohn talked about this. Because in 5 years from now, when I'm really doing well with this and it's taking off, I don't want you to say, why didn't I call you? That's why I'm calling you right now. Let's meet up so I can at least show it to you. There's this story about this individual named Bud Barr that I heard. And it's a great story. Do you know this story? There's so many, but this story is awesome. It's about an individual who was on an airplane. Okay, and this guy he didn't want to see the presentation. He didn't even want to sit next to Bud Barr to see the presentation. He took a different seat on the airplane because he didn't want to sit next to Bud Barr. Bud Barr tracked him down, did whatever it took, sat next to him, did the presentation for him. This guy is a leader in this industry now, right, in this company. And it was that much persistence. But Bud felt obligated that he had to show it to him. Do you feel that kind of obligation? I do. I feel like I have to show USANA to people.
Sure.
I don't care if they do it or not. But I feel obligated to show it to them. See, until you feel that obligation, it's really hard to build this business. Don't feel obligated to get them to join. Get obligated to show it to them. And that feeling is what creates success. Okay? So back to this. The text invite. If you texted people, 20 people, with this, you would get at least 15 appointments, I would say. Of those 15, I would say 10 would show. Of those 10 that show, I guarantee it. If you're doing a good presentation with somebody in this room, you can get 4 to sign up. That's it. Now, after the presentation, you can't just hope that they brought their own application with them, okay? Because they don't. And you can't hope that they just bring the money and say, here you go, I hope you can take my money now. You have to close, right? You have to close and say, all right, you ready? Let's do it. I mean, you have to close. All right, so that's what, can you hit next on that thing? So you guys saw inviting on a text. Here's for somebody who's so busy that you just cannot, you know that they can't make it. They're so busy, they work 20 hours a day and they sleep 3 hours a day and the other 1 hour they're with their kids and they're eating. All right, so if it's someone like that and you know they can't and they live in New York City, so we can't even sit down with them. Here you go. I'm launching a new project and I really want you to take a look at it. I'm going to send you a link. Would you watch it? That's it. They're going to say yes or no. And if they say yes, say, okay, cool, here's the link. Please watch it tonight and I'm going to call you afterwards. Done. Can you do that to people who are in another city, another state? Can you send that text to people? Stop trying to figure out, Mike, I have a friend in New York. What do I say to him? I'm telling you what to say to him. Mike, I have a friend in Kentucky. Right there. Okay? I have a friend in Tokyo. That's it. Send the text. It works on Facebook. It works on text messaging. It works on email. Send it. Now, so we say, but what if they don't respond? Disconnect yourself from the outcome emotionally.
Yeah.
It's not up to you.
Yeah.
But you've planted that seed. Okay? Keep my hand nice. We got 20 minutes to go here, guys. All right. The group event invite. This is for your grand opening. A lot of you guys say, Mike, the grand opening. How do I do that? The grand opening is where you get people together at your house. You should set it out, I think, 2-3 weeks from the time that you enroll, maybe even 30 days. But you want to set it up a little bit further so that you've had time to get the products, get familiar with the products, get some testimonials in your family, and you've had time to promote your grand opening. So that gives you some time. So on your fast start sheet, you set the date. My grand opening is this day. Why is the grand opening so important? It's your opportunity to speak for the first time. As an associate, you need to speak. Some people say, I'm terrified of speaking in front of in public. You're going to speak, even if you want to or not. You have to. Okay, it's part of the territory here. It's like, I want to play football, but I don't want you to touch me. You're going to get touched. Okay, it's just the way it goes. All right, so remember, schedule the grand opening. That's your opportunity to speak. You're going to tell your testimonial that day. So you're going to practice. Where was I before USANA? Where am I now? And where am I going with USANA? That's it. That's a testimonial. Easy. All right. The group invite. Hey, do you have any plans for this day? And remember, you're texting them for 30 days into the future. Most people can't even tell you what they're doing tomorrow. So 30 days into the future, that's plenty of time. Even 2 weeks ahead, plenty of time. Now, if you text them the day before for your grand opening, yeah, you're in trouble. But say, do you have any plans for this day? I don't know why. Right? That's the next question. How many of you guys think that's the next question? Everybody put your hand up for that one, please. I don't know why. That's the next question, guaranteed. Great, I'm having a small get-together. You can call it a get-together. You can say, I'm having a grand opening to launch my new project. You can say however you want. But the point is, I'm having a small get-together, or I'm having a grand opening for my new project at 7 p.m., and I would love for you to join me. That's it. Okay? You can talk about what you're going to do there. So here it is early. I just started this new project, and I'm having a select few of my closest friends come over to the house to learn more about it and sample some of the products. If I reserved the spot for you, would you come? That's a simple text. No brain involved. No brain. We've taken the brain out of it. You just type these words. That's what you do. You send this to friends, family members. If you send this text message to 30 people, you will have 5 people at your grand opening. Guaranteed. I think you'll have more. But I guarantee if you send this, you will have at least 5 people at your grand opening. Why is your grand opening important again? You're going to speak for the first time. You're going to get people to buy product. They're going to help you with your 200-point auto order if you're financially strapped. And don't even talk about that because in Colombia, anyways, people make $300 a month in Colombia and they're on 200-point auto orders, okay?
So good.
So literally their entire monthly check goes to auto order and they're still making it work. So I just don't want to hear it, okay? No, you need perspective. That's what you need. You lack perspective. So as I was saying, no, you don't understand. My bills are tight. Cut cable TV. Cut eating out. Cut drinking booze. Make sense? Cut partying all the time. Cut it. If you can't afford that, don't do it yet. Let that be a reward for you. All right? So start cutting some of those things out. No joke. If gas if you're spending too much money on gas, start carpooling with people. Figure it out. If you're spending too much money on food, which I guarantee that's where most people's money is going to eat, Nutrimill it up. All right? Start meal prepping. Scott, do you save money on meal prep?
Oh, yeah.
You just package all your meals. No more thinking. This is what I'm eating. Nutrimill and this. Nutrimill and this. That's it, man. You're going to feel great. But, I mean, guys, you have to get your life under control. Like, no joke. It's about budgeting correctly. And then working hard on your goals. If you need to make $10,000, you want to know something? Set it as a goal for 90 days. If you enroll 50 people, you will make $10,000. Did you know that? How many of you guys do that already? Yes.
Yeah.
If you enroll 50 people, you'll make 10 grand. That means you bring 4 and they bring 4, right? And so that's 20 already. And then from there, each of them bring about 1. You will make about 10 grand. Why don't you set that as a goal? I guarantee you $10,000 will take care of most people's problems anyways. Whenever I talk to people, say, Mike, you don't understand my situation. Oh, my credit cards. I'm like, how much are your credit cards at? 4,000. I'm like, 4,000? That's it?
That's it.
Seriously, set the goal, man. 90 days, 10 grand. Let's go. Set the goal for that. You really got to set goals. You got to dream bigger. I can remember feeling so discouraged in USANA when I first signed up because my debt was over $50,000. I was so discouraged. Mm-hmm. I would look at my bills, credit cards, personal loans. I would look at it and be like, oh, it's so overwhelming. And I can remember making so much money to the point where I would send one payment to knock out a credit card all in one shot. It seriously felt good, man. I was just like, boom. I was like, no way. I got that kind of strength. And it was just like, it felt different after a while. I highly recommend you guys set those goals. Set them big. Some of you guys even have one leg. Some of you guys even got one leg going already. You're like a flamingo. You got this going on, and you're still crying. For you, it's easier to make 10 grand if you already got one leg going. Come on. What else? See, it's just you're not understanding it. And some people say, remember, don't be self-destructive. Some people say, Mike, you're right. I'm awful. I'm an awful human being. Like, don't be like that. Just say, you know what, man? You're right. I'm going to change my thinking today.
Sure.
I'm going to decide to be a little bit different today so I can be different tomorrow, and we're going to go from here. That's why I'm telling you. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just letting you know that you need to change your perspective a little bit and work. All right? In the first quarter of 2015, what happened to me? Well, I had some leaders come and go and all that kind of stuff. And it changed my perspective. I said I could cry about it, or I can go out there and create new leaders. So that's what I've done. I've created new silvers, new golds. We got a ruby run going right now. And I thought to myself, that's it. It's kind of like, it's done. Just like that.
Yep.
And now I'm in contention for the elite bonus right now, which is really exciting. And that's what it's about for me. It's about just working hard on your goals. Last year I wanted to win the elite bonus once, which I did. This year I want to win it twice. What do you think of the next year?
3.
And what about the next year?
4.
Like that. And then San Marino. Okay? So, I swear, like some people say, how long before San Marino? 4 years. I see myself in San Marino in 4 years. I see myself as a solid 5-star diamond director. Solid in 4 years. With an elite bonus that is very impressive. I'm talking about like a top 25 elite bonus winner. If that's the case, just my elite bonus alone is enough to pay my mortgage. How crazy is that?
It's awesome.
Elite bonus for Conchita? Whoa! I saw those checks. I was very impressed. I was inspired. This woman is in her 60s, and she's rocking it. She's rocking it. I see her American Express bill, and I'm like, no way. Why would you spend so much on Louis Vuitton? See, it's my limited thinking. The woman spends $50,000 a month on jewelry at Louis Vuitton. $50,000 a month. Unbelievable. She's dreaming. And some people say, no, she's stupid. She should be, hey, you know what? This is what she says. This is what she tells. So if you ever tell her that she's crazy for throwing her money away like that, here's what she'll grab you and she'll say, if you survived cancer 3 times, until then, don't talk. Because she says, I survived cancer 3 times. I want to live my life every day like it was the last day.
Awesome.
Hey, good for her.
Can you translate that?
¿Cómo?
Conchita said.
¿Cómo?
¿Qué es lo que dijo?
Oh, dice que ella ha vivido cáncer 3 veces y hasta este momento no hables porque vivo mi vida como si fuera el último. Yeah. So that's what Conchita talks about. And that's why she spends, por eso gasta $50,000 al mes. So spend 50 grand a month. Unbelievable. I got a chance to spend time with Conchita. She's my second mom, right? I call her my rich mom. So I'm gonna write the book. But she is my rich mom, I kid you not. And this is the kind of woman that, like, she really, really challenges me. Every time I see her, she's scolding me about. She punks me a lot with Jordan Kemper. A lot. Like, it's overwhelming. Okay? She always tells me, when are you going to stop letting Jordan Kemper beat you? And I'm just like, I can't say anything. I was like, yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it. She goes, you're not retired yet. Get that out of your mind. You're not retired. And I'm just like, I know. She goes, why do you act like you're retired? I'm like, I'm working. She's like, you're not working as much as you could. I'm like, she goes, are you in the elite bonus this year? I said, yes. She goes, okay, good. What about next quarter? I was like, I'm working on it. She goes, why don't you do there next quarter? And it's like, see, she's pushing me.
That's awesome.
But that's what's required, though. You need someone to push you like that.
Yes.
Okay, so are you pushing yourself or is someone pushing you? Some of you guys don't like it when you're being pushed.
Right.
How sad is that?
Yeah.
You should be thankful that somebody's even thinking of you to push you. All right? So back to this, the group invite. Set up grand openings with your entire team. If they haven't done that, that's huge for you. You might be able to go silver director if you have 10 team members who haven't done their grand opening. I kid you not. Say, hey, you know what, guys? I dropped the ball. We didn't do grand openings. Come over. We're scheduling grand openings. Let's do it. 1 month into the future. Send this text out to everybody. Some of you guys say, Mike, can I have those scripts? It's in GoPro. It's in your book. You can, I put it on a PowerPoint. You can take that if you want, but it's in your book. Next. All right, we're out of time. So here's what we'll do. This is called the invite over the phone. 20 phone calls like this. Hey, Joe, how's it going? Do you have a minute? Yeah, well, I don't have a lot of time to talk right now, but hey, listen, you've always been very supportive to me, and I appreciate that. That's a compliment. Or, hey, Joe, how's it going? Do you have a minute? Like, yeah, well, I don't have a lot of time to talk right now, but you've always been successful, and I've always respected the way you've done business. Compliment. You could say whatever you want, as long as it's sincere. But I think this could be said about almost any friend. So that's why this is good. This can be said about almost any entrepreneur. So that's very good. Next, remember, I'm launching a new business or I'm launching a new project, and I really want you to take a look at it. Some of the whales in the room, I know some of you guys are whales, like you're just warm and fuzzy, and you don't think about money, and you just want to hug everyone and kiss everyone, and whatever the case may be. If that's you and you just feel like, Mike, I'm just not that money-hungry person that you are, and I'm all about love. Okay? If that's you, then you need to find a cause that you're really passionate about.
Yes.
Maybe it's the Red Cross. Maybe it's your church. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's feeding the homeless. Maybe it's what, I don't know. Maybe it's something, but whatever it is, get passionate about that. So when you call your friend and say, hey, listen, do you have time to talk right now? Okay, awesome. I actually don't have too much time to talk, but I'm glad I got a hold of you. Listen, you've always been supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. But I'm launching a new project, and I really want you to take a look at it. What is it? Well, you know how we're always trying to raise money for our local church? I found a way where part-time, I can seriously raise an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a year doing something on the side. And I want to show you how that works. Maybe we can work on this together. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's using USANA as a vehicle for something.
Yep.
If I called you right now, okay, just put yourself in this perspective, okay? This is the last thing I'm going to say. Last thing on anybody. If I called you right now and I said, Joe, there's a job offering 30 hours a week, and it pays a salary of $250,000 a year. Are you interested? How many of you guys are interested? You don't even know what it is.
Sign me up.
Right? You don't even know what it is, though. All right? Here's what you have to do. You have to pluck chickens. That's it. All you do is pluck chickens. How many guys are interested?
Free range or?
Yeah, free range.
Yes.
How many guys are passionate about plucking chickens?
I'll do it right now.
Okay. All right, some of you guys say, I'll do it because it's a vehicle to get what you want, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
What if I said, you have to clean toilets? That's it. You clean toilets. How many of you guys want the job? Salary, $250,000 a year. You clean toilets 30 hours a week. That's all you do. How many of you guys are interested?
You do it.
Everyone's selling out. Everyone's selling out. But why? Now, do you understand? Is it that you're passionate about cleaning toilets? How many of you guys are passionate about cleaning toilets? Somebody say, I do it for free already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you're, thank you. Okay. But so if that's your job, or if you're a mom, or whatever the case may be, or if that's your job description, whatever the case may be at home, awesome. Okay. But I'm just letting you guys know, it's not your passion, but you do it because you see cleaning toilets as a vehicle to get what you want. So why do you make USANA so different?
Right.
When USANA, and I don't think USANA is as bad as scrubbing toilets for 30 hours a week, because I don't think that's what it's about.
Right.
Because the way USANA looks to me, it looks very different.
Right.
Okay, for me, USANA is as simple as what? As sharing a good idea with somebody else. That's what USANA is to me. And I love the impact that it makes because it doesn't add value, it multiplies value in the world. I'm big on math, and adding and subtracting is cool, but multiplying, if you guys know what that looks like, it's amazing.
Nice.
When I help someone like Abby, I'm not just helping Abby, I'm helping hundreds, if not thousands of people. Why? It's multiplying an effect.
It's awesome.
Okay, so whenever I put time into someone, I'm not putting time, I'm investing time. And it's multiplying. So if you guys don't know, Abby Gomez has been with us now for a couple of years, active. So we always say there's three types of people, right? Preferred customers, referral partners, and business builders. She was a preferred customer that was on auto order every 8 months. And then she was a kind of a referral partner. She would send me a person here and there. And then about 2 years ago, she became a business builder. And she's built her business up. And right now, she has completed her second week of Ruby. Can we give her a round of applause? is her. It's her and her wife, Arabelle. Can we give Arabelle a round of applause? Arabelle's a rock star. A lot of you guys will see, we always talk about Abby, this and that, but Arabelle, she's like, okay, when we were buying the car, when we were buying the Lexus at Longo Lexus, Abby and I were working the deal, right? We're sitting there, she's filling out the paperwork and stuff. And I'm like, where's Arabelle? And she was like at a table. I wish I could have taken a photo of this. But she was at a table and she was like this, like making phone calls, writing stuff down and all that. And I'm all like, she's making the first payment already. She's working, man. I kid you not. Like, that's what she does. Like, she works. Okay, and Abby works too, but it's good to see them working together as a couple, obviously in a marriage. And it's just an amazing thing to see people that are working hard towards their dreams, towards their goals. You know, and Abby traveled this last week. Arabelle couldn't come. She held the fort down. And it's just one of those things that you have to do sometimes. There's sacrifices. Remember the risk? Remember the reward? Sometimes there's risk. You have to take risks like that, but you do it. I've seen Suman travel sometimes, right, without Natalia, and it's just like, oh, man, I know it's hard. But it's a risk. And sometimes you have to be willing to take that chance for a better life. Okay? So thank you guys very much for coming. May God be with you this week. And I will see you guys at the Wednesday Health and Freedom here. So if you guys want to see, if you guys want to bring a prospect, you bring them here on Wednesday. How many of you guys think I should do the Health and Freedom on Wednesday? Should I do the Health and Freedom on Wednesday? Who's doing it? Oh, you're doing it. Who else is doing it with you that week? It's just one speaker?
Yeah.
All right. Can I do it with you? Yeah. All right. So it'll be Janelle and I. We'll be speaking at the Health and Freedom here on Wednesday. Okay? So bring your guests down. Let's pack it up. I'm going to bring some prospects myself. So I'm going to make my 10 to 20 phone calls today, tomorrow, and Monday. And I'm going to get at least 2 or 3 prospects to come check it out on Wednesday. Can you guys do the same?
Yeah.
All right, guys. God bless. Thank you. Give us a round of applause.